Welcome back to another week of the 13 Sports Coaches Show. I'm Katie Marr, now joined by Hayden girls golf coach Carvel Reynoldson. Coach, thanks for hopping on with me this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, you're actually both the head coach of girls basketball and golf. What makes you want to do both at Hayden?
Um, well, I I love I love both sports, and I like, of course, building relationships with the players and whatnot. And so I'm, excuse me, I'm also the boys golf coach. So I'm busy all week, or I'm sorry, busy all year, but enjoy it as well.
Yeah, and you told me before we hopped on here, you're the co-head coach. So tell me a little bit about sharing those duties with Jason Duncan and why you brought him on as well.
Um, well, he's a really good coach, and my couple years ago, my daughter was a junior, and I kind of wanted to watch her a little bit more, coach the team, coach her, but also follow her on tournaments and whatnot. I didn't want to miss out, and so I was lucky enough to have Jason. He's been a good friend of mine since college, and he's an expert at golf, and so it works well.
Yeah, and you got to see her do quite a lot. Got to watch her win a state title last year. 4A. Just what was that like? Proud dad moment?
Yeah, it was really fun. She played well, and our team won the state championship. And it wasn't a foregone conclusion because Wamego had beaten us in regionals, and we knew we had to play better. Knew we could. I really felt like we were the favorite going in, but still have to do it. But no, it was really fun.
Do you remember your emotions the day of state, waiting to find out those results and everything? What were you feeling?
Well, we pretty much knew. We were up 13 strokes going in the second day, and then we ended up winning by 37 strokes. So our girls, probably about 7 holes in, the lead had tightened up a little bit, and then we had uh, a couple girls birdied on hole 6, I believe it was, and then my daughter eagled number 7, and then birdied 8, and then everybody just started playing really well, and so we knew we were going to win pretty comfortably. But it was really fun.
Yeah, and then this next hardest thing to do after winning a state title is winning two in a row. Just what was the work like this off season, knowing there was a title to defend?
Well, our girls are, you know, they love to play, and that's what we always tell them. The key is loving it, and once you love it, you get the bug to play golf. You play it more and you improve. I know Coach Duncan has worked with some of them throughout the season here and there. Some of them got their own swing coach, but it's really neat to see the team that we have because there's absolutely no jealousy. We've got two girls at the top that um, they just cheer for each other. You never know who's going to win. And then today at the city championship, our number 3 uh, shot the best score. So we're pretty deep.
Yeah, and we'll get back to the city championship in a second and talk more about that. But how many returners do you have from last year's state championship roster?
Okay, so we lost 3 seniors. So we've got 3 back. Um, Izzy Glatzbach, who actually had the best score for us at state last year, and then Lauren Bourgeon, who has won multiple tournaments. They're our top 2, and then we've got Addison Bear, who took third at City today. She's come so far, but and then we also have Brooke Johnson, who was a freshman last year. So uh, 4, and then 3 that were regular varsity players.
Okay, and then all those returners, do you think you've seen them have any extra pressure on their shoulders coming into this season with the title to defend, or what do you tell them as the coach to kind of ease that a little bit?
Um, we really haven't talked much about state. We try to literally just focus what's going on today and trying to get better. And that's I haven't even, last year at this time I had heard every time I drive the girls somewhere in the van, they're talking about winning state. This year, haven't talked about it as near as much. I think the seniors last year um, focused on it a lot more than these girls are. I know they want to win it just as bad, but it was spoken more last year because we lost some really good players from last year.
Yeah. And you mean you've already started off pretty great, putting up great numbers against local teams in bigger classifications than 4A, and then city championship today. Just tell me how that went.
So today we took second to Washburn Rural. We haven't been able to get over the hump versus them. Last year we beat them in the city for the first time ever, I believe. And then today they beat us by 10, I believe. And they've also beaten us a couple other times this year. They're kind of been our nemesis this year when it comes to city schools. But we took second to them.
Yeah, definitely two very good teams to go neck and neck all the time. Great tradition at both. But just seeing, girls like your daughter, Avery Grunnert, who graduated last year, they went on to play college golf. Just what does that do for current girls on your team who maybe want to have the same aspirations?
I think it's neat. In They also hear not only the positives of playing in college, but the negatives of just there's a lot of pressure to play well in practice just to make the tournament teams, and so I hope they see how much hard work it takes. I know we have a couple girls that want to play in college, and I think they're good enough as long as I know they're good enough as long as they put in the work and understand the grind that it is.
Yeah. And I mean, nationally, I think just like women's basketball saw a really big spike in popularity this past year, I think softball and women's golf are also kind of the next two that are also gaining a lot of popularity and a lot more girls are becoming interested in them. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing girls basketball taking off. A lot of it because of Caitlin Clark, and then softball. If you watch the College World Series, you see how energetic and how crazy it is. I know that's really taken off, and I, you don't see it on TV maybe quite as much, but golf has definitely taken off for girls, and it's cool to see. I know that it seems like they didn't really even televise LPGA events years ago, and now my daughter and I love watching it together. So it's definitely come a long ways, and it's great.
Yeah. And have you seen any interest spike just in people who want to be on your team, girls on both golf and basketball?
Um, in golf, yes, we had 12 girls out this year, and if you compare that to other schools around, it's quite a bit. I think they like the fact that they can come out and relatively stress-free sport. Um, we work hard with them, but we're not putting any pressure on them. Golf's hard enough without somebody putting external pressure on you for sure. And then our girls basketball, um, we have we have 5 seniors this year, which is a really good number. And then I think we got everybody coming back that played last year, except for maybe one girl. And then we have a really good freshman class coming in, so it's exciting.
Yeah, and with so much success around both the girls golf program and also girls basketball having some really solid seasons the last few years, how have you seen the Hayden community kind of rally around those teams and support?
Oh, it's fun. Like last year when we won state, students, whether they're golf fans or not, would talk about it and whatnot. And then with the girls basketball team, it I told them not to take it for granted last season, but if you came to one of our home games, uh, it was like a boys' game. Oftentimes, if we were playing a good team, it was pretty wild, and that was really fun. I just feel good for the girls to get recognized by their peers and the Hayden community. It's really cool.
Absolutely. I went to my fair share of your games last year, and I can definitely agree. It was the same crowd, same environment. So we love to see that
Yes.
for girls sports. And just before we go, is there anyone on this team that you would really like viewers to know is a leader, is someone they need to look out for when it comes time for the postseason? Just run down on that.
Well, I don't want to just single anybody out, just because. I'll talk about our senior, uh, one of our seniors this year that's played for 4 years, Addison Bear. She just took up the sport when she was a freshman, and we were talking about her scores today. She shaved off 45 strokes from when she was a sophomore at the same tournament 2 years ago. So we were kind of laughing about that. But she's just a really funny, good leader by example. She's always there. Lauren Bourgeon's a junior who is uh, a great, who's a great golfer. And then, oh, I don't know if I lost you.
Still
But
got me.
Izzy Glatzbach is also one that's always, one of our top two golfers. So, we get lucky to have multiple.
Yeah, for sure. Well, people got to keep their eyes out. This team is definitely a threat in 4A to repeat. Kind of like the Chiefs. We know all about that around here going back to back.
It's right.
So thanks again, Coach, for joining me and looking forward to the rest of the season.
Okay. Thank you so
Welcome back.